retrieve, review, and synthesize. So then you say specialized expertise is in the case of variant assessment of a rare disease diagnostics. And in the end of it, I will show a existing market Indian startup company who has done for a pain scale. Okay, so all physiotherapy related people can adopt that one. See, coming back, disease diagnosis that systematically extracts relevant information from the scientific literature. So we had all literature past history where we got it. Then AVEZ is your, this analytics thing, which is going provides basically a thorough and current summary of the observation. So genetic variants and their associated clinical features. So what is your genetic variant? What is the clinical features? We'll find out. Then rapid synthesis of evidence concerning gene disease relationship. If I know this, I know this is my case, or it is my history of my family, or it is my it is adapted because it has come because of the environmental if I'm in industrial environment, the dust is there, so I got a asthma related thing which is not genetic, which is not, but I have to be out of that so that the pollution doesn't harm me. So in this case, the case which I'm going to depict and tell you this achieved 97% recall in the identifying relevant papers. So they have gone through PubMed and other papers where it's a 97% relevance, 92% recall detection instances of genetic variation, where this is the percentage of accuracy they have gone. And phenotypes is basically attributes or factors which we take. Yes, yes. Somebody raise a hand. So do I need to stop or say something? Oh, okay. Yeah. Is there anybody who raised a hand for some reason? Okay. No issues. Ah. So when tested with analytics, there are rare disease cases analysis. EVAGG reduces review time by 34%. That is what earlier we told you know if you have all cases, instances, and history, that the review time of doctor clinicians reduces by 34. There are certain kind of mathematical algorithm and these things are there, which way I will not take it here. I'll just show you the fair structure, how it is designed, and the back of variables. See, the first step of design is basically what we say, rare disease. This is gene disease relationship is identified, this is GDR. Okay, workable, your working group symptoms is there here. So here, analyst manual literature review starts, then they PubMed, then final relevant variant patients they find out, curate information about variants. So they have got this thing, then it's feedback, repeat of all the diagnosis, the diagnostic candidates. So this cycle goes on. By the time they come to query many genes at once, so instead of one by one manually, what earlier was done, say there are multiple gene related things. So module one is paper selection, then observation, content extraction. So they selected things, then you say, see, that is what we do for anything. You get a scenario, you case studies, and then you try to build up the story. So intended use case for rare disease genomic cases analysis done like this first step. Then analyst experience using its impact on their workflow. So this is EVGG is nothing called evidence aggregator. So this is where we are aggregating the evidence. So the name of this project or this has been given like this. Okay, this evidence aggregator is creating all the kind of data which we talk about or earlier spoken. So this is design first step. Second phase, user query, gene symbols. So first you do module and paper selection. Module 2 is observation finding. Module 3 is context extraction. So how do they do that is step by step is there. But if you see prevent papers and metadata, relevant papers and metadata. So you have got module 1, module 2, module 3. So in the backdrop of any wearable or design of a product, you don't see this kind of a thing. You just see application, go type, do this, that is there. So it is so intelligent. It is there. So in this case, you ligands and ligands, you have single elements and all. See, this is what is the design part of it. I'll come to the next level where it says, relevant papers, observation. This is where evidence aggregator says papers, individual ID, the patients, their parameters, all these things are there. If you look into this figure, you have structured evidence and aggregated. So you get a pattern, you get an overall idea of what is building up. So then next one is the fourth one. Fourth one is like it says the percentage of success rate out of 400 papers deemed relevant out of 44,400. So this is what relevance is there. So 45 genes are calculated detailed content observation individual with genetic variant. So if you are designing something with this, to find out gene disease relationships, what kind of gene is what kind of disease. So this is what is the all your story building up in the backdrop of your AI, ML, IoT, MIoT, IoT, and this. So that is where the digital twin concept is comes. If you have this kind of history, you have this kind of cases identified in India or regionally, or your family history can linked up, they can find out there is a pattern. So these are the cases. It is matching 40%, 60%, 80%. These are the treatments given. So you can go ahead with that one. So this is the total outcome of those things. Uh, how you do query gene, then you paper selection is done, observation finding, context building up. So there are precision and certain kind of data is on calculated data set. So observation findings, you have precision recall, variant precision, variant recall, like this. This is a pictorial depiction of how do you do a benchmarking of each stage. So post that you build up. See, this is where it says I have to do a little bit of trick. It is, yeah. See, this is where I'm just rephrasing it. See if you can see this one. See, this is where he says highest level in uh, phenotype hierarchy. Phenotype is nothing but the attribute hierarchy. So phenotype abnormality. So organ and system description is there. If you see at this level, so there is abnormal of limbs. Abnormality of limbs has come out. So organ system phenotype details, you see abnormality of the lower limb. So again it is getting, so this is what the finding out of all analytics part. When you design, you try to get these things, and that is where your access tool performance in different aspects of the task. So you look at very precisely what element is impacting, what element you would try to take it. The frequency of matching curated data set content for the this kind of a context is always very critical, but we can build it. Oh, so I kept it here. So this is where you can see the same story using experience, using evidence aggregator, use trust rating for evidence aggregator. So these are two stories I'm just telling. Try to build up when the outcome is coming. What are the participants you then who are neutral, who is a distrust, don't trust. Then some cases it comes out very fantastic people. There are certain kind of accuracy, recall, precision. These are the kind of what we can say the elements which we try to gather, classifying, designing our product so that we get into this. So I will come to the real factor here. Guys, if you felt bored, you have got another story here. This is one of the Indian doctor physiotherapist who has done this with AI-powered movement health tech, non-surgical, post-surgery planning, surgery planning, post-surgery planning, interventional planning. So what he does is he takes your pain in a body. You say everybody says it is I've been pained. My shoulder is paining, my leg is paining. All this. So what he does through this is called Fizzy. I believe I have written the name Fizzy. Okay, wearable of pain assessment and clinical trial done by mobility related disorders. So walking, balancing, and this. So ortho conditions are this much: back pain, neck pain, all these pains are there. Okay, wellness and healthy aging is needed. So you take care of all these pains. So you treat the pain where it is coming. You don't take a painkiller for whole body and for a knee pain. So that is what you say. Neurological conditions is the biggest advantage in this device I have seen. I'll show it, and you can do pain diagnosis, use a wellness and health, hygiene, women health, and all these things. See what this guy does is basically uses this trap kind of thing. Wherever you say there is a pain, he then reads through the AI model to find out if you say neck pain, what is the source, back pain, what is the source, knee pain. Knee pain, you may be thinking of orthopedic surgery has to be done, but it may find out your posture is the issue, your body balance is the issue, so it can be sorted out. Some muscles is weaker, so you don't load on that. So this is what is one of the thing. So what it does, acute assessment is done, personal insights are found out because of these readings, then early detection he does it, then what he does it is comprehensive reporting. I'll go to the next slide to show what he does. See, he has all electrodes putting it for spinal pain, this pain, that pain, and he takes it a digital way, acute assessment, personal insights. He finds out what is your age, what is gender, whether a sports or athlete person, earlier is there, your bone density, what is your pattern of eating, what is your sleeping pattern, what is your standing pattern, all these things are there. Then early detection of this, okay, you are not osteoporosis or you are not having any bone related issue, only a posture correction may take it. Okay, so comprehensive reports is there. This report is a very fantastic report which has helped me and many people into this. See, this is all where the all pain related bones, where you have all issues. Anybody really having this kind of thing can try out this one, I'm telling you. So what he says, see, he takes all progress reports by electrodes and all this. So he says muscular right side. So you see red and green and orange. See red, green, and this is intact. Wherever the green is there, that part of your body has no issues. Discomfort is there, little less green. So here little less green is this is what is there. And if you see this is okay. Then if you say dysfunctional, sorry, dysfunctional, so you have oranges into this restricted part, deep orange. Okay, so red is you say critical, so you have these are the critical parameters in your body. Left side muscle and muscular right side, okay, left and right half of the body he has found out, he is finding out where the pain is, where is the critical pain. You see, you may be bothered at your head, but it is hitting this all red part of it, 1, 2, 3, and 4 biceps. So if you these four got cured, 80% of your pain story goes there. So that is what the creativity of this design, which is a wearable. I will show you here also. I'll take you to one more video. Guys, I
I
think
work
it
better
is.
under pressure. If you keep telling yourself this, but still end up rushing and stressed, then listen closely.
This is Fizi, world's first smart physiotherapy toolkit. Fizi is a wearable device that can keep track of post-operative care in physiotherapy to measure the recovery process of the patient. Fizi is used in the clinical setting on ortho, neuro and trauma patients. Physiotherapist prescribes a set of exercises to the patient based on the condition. The patient wears the device over the affected joint and muscle of interest while performing these exercises. The device is connected to mobile app to view the progress of the range of motion and muscle strength in real time for every session and generates a report with the session summary. Fizi also generates a comparison report over a period of time to give detailed insights into the recovery. This helps the physiotherapist to identify if the patient is tricking with the wrong muscles while performing the exercises. The physiotherapist can check the effectiveness of the prescribed exercises and also helps him to track if the patient is compliant to the prescribed sessions. This report can also be shared with the patient and even can be taken as a printout for his record. Physi can also be used by the patient at his home and at his convenience and be connected with the physiotherapist. The physiotherapist can track the recovery of all his patients by logging on to his Physi dashboard from his clinic. This helps patients in creating an engaging session experience and helps in faster recovery. Physi is a great tool for the home therapy sessions too. It helps in quality control of the physiotherapists too, which leads to brand value and further leading to an increase in the number of patients. With Physi, physiotherapy tracking is easier than ever before. For further information, visit at www.startoonlabs.com.
Guys, I will take you through this immediately, and you know, yes, guys, I'm going fast or slow. I don't know. I'll come back to the real world workflow in healthcare and technology convergence, where it says smart hospital. I don't know how do you feel like this one, where all wearables, tracking of medication intake is there, then remote health monitoring is there, drug tracking is there, location, which part of the hospital you are there, tracking medical industry equipment, if something has to come to reach you, all these things are there. And then there is a network and data center and cloud analytics. So it's finding out whether it has reached in time. If not, what is the doses? Is there a shortage of doses? IoT-based connection. All these things is your hospital management thing. And this is where where all is the system management is connecting patient and secure cloud. All informations are there. Physicians are showing through this and electromedical health records and gateway to the other devices. So body temperature, glucose sensors, blood pressure sensors, and insulin sensors, all these things are there about the patient. So this is what you design. Now this is what you real time you show it, saying how you deliver the product. This is what a small hospital ecosystem. I've just shown two images just for the sake of interesting thing. One is connected hospital system because people go to one hospital. They don't know the real benefit of when you are connected. Because I've been a product designer for sitting in TCS for 6 7 years. So what has happened? How do I design and communication between the organizations are there? Somebody in Calcutta, Delhi, Chennai can see. So we have AI dashboards like we had clinical dashboards. So this is what AI dashboards for clinical decision making. So in Calcutta, what are kind of medication given? Delhi, what kind of medication given? Those things we can find out. Similarly, architect interconnected system for hospitals. So if your is like people who know no different database or different tools they use, so there will always be a one anomaly of communication error will come. So centralized operating and patient data. So we have a data center which cares about all these things, clinical parameters. So this is where the wearables are coming into picture. I need not explain this. I will just go to the next level. When we design, this is what the backdrop of design, people watch and this. And we say, we have a wearable device connected via some middleware device, connected via some cloud-based architecture. And these are the devices, physical devices we talk to the cloud. And this is where, this is the whole process flow in one go. Wearable technology convergence is happening for us in this one. So when you say wearables, I just scan through this saying, what all is wearable, what comes to the mind is all digital gadgets. See, I'll say mind reader is one thing, just focus on this, and Glass is there, and Google Lens is another one is there. So we have, been marking wearables all along. This is story. So who is using wearables? You see, Western world is smart enough. They even try to take care of their dogs and animals into this forum. And see, this is a forecast little delayed 2018. So this market concept you forget. Opportunities of wearables. So you say more accurate data, contextual targeted data, then better decision making. It helps understanding the identity of the person, the confidentiality, data protection, all these things are there. And actionable insights, you know what you have to do because there is a procedure given to you. You take this thing, don't take that thing. Okay, so more advanced skill sets is needed. Like if you case of an allergy, what you need to be very careful on all those aspects. Okay, so there is a strategy you follow like this, that is there. And challenges of wearables is this privacy, which is a very difficult thing because your data is exposed to so many other things. Data and device fatigue. If it is, virus affected, this, that, all these things will come into picture. And critical mass adoption, whether it is possibly can be mass adoption can be done. I don't know because that is where the money factor comes in, people's interest comes in, technology comes into security tables and misuse of your security information like your biometric, eye, retina, and all these things will come. Then wearable tech valuation, you start with this recording data, then you have this, then a comprehensive monthly report. So from monthly report, giving reduce premium and all these things. Then gym membership, all these things are valuation of this. See, basically, concierge is one concept where, like, you've got a call center who is trying to help you out before time, like airport, they calling delay and all. Healthcare has got a concierge system where they says whenever you came, you inquired, you went back, though they want to follow it up. You asking if you have an issue also, because older patient or kids they cannot, cooperate many times of an MRI, CT, certain kind of procedures, fear factor is there. So in those cases, if this conscious comes into following up, you want a help, but you forgot to come. So somebody is following up with you, so you try to go. So that is where, if a wearable something which is like now there is ID card kind of a thing would be given, which is our UHID card, like a credit card chip is there. So basic information is they can, all basic information we are carrying. That is concept is going on. Privacy is a big time issue threat. So people are not adapting it at present. India PDPA rule, privacy rule comes, then they will try. So identity, permission, access controls are the threat factors, which is, one way is the branding significance. You go to Apollo, you get a free Wi-Fi like airport. You go to somewhere else, you get this thing, that thing, all. This is the gamut of things integrated in IoT and sensibles and biosensors and, securities and all. Devices of my world. This is the devices. This is my world and what all we are doing. Hmm. So this is what is the thing. So when you say wearables, this is enterprise level. This is when PayPal, which is getting into wearable payment method. These are the new things. Mobile plus your watch, which is getting so instant notifications. Large most phone apps and also alarms are there. So there are certain way capturing shots without having to hold a phone. So if you have a scare, you have got a hit in an accident, you can say. Then wellness manager is telling you today what 10,000 steps. You need to walk another 5,000 steps, and then watch unlock features. So all your watch and other thing which says about this thing is not done, that thing should have been done. So this is where one more Apple Watch gives a lot of insights. And in Intel owned fitness tracker basis pack. See, these watches has made the world even more look smarter. So this wearables comfortable. There, all these things are statistical values which we say a story of analytics. So here the dresses are actually smart charts. So temperature, pressure, sweating, blood pressure, heart rate, and muscle tiredness, fatigue, all can be identified from here. Okay. So how many steps it says, pace, heart, and all these things are there. So coming back to this, we have great gadgets to take up something for take enhanced athletic gears. This is smart mat. So, it is there. Then this is the shoe for athletes and gymnasts, which says the balancing factor, what is the load, what is where the animal. This is where the shot has some kind of parameters. It says reads. See, this bionics is very much used in cricket and tennis world to find out how your posture, what is your strength into this. See, bionics comes into that is the way. And I will say the last but one slide where some from futuristic, very futuristic. Even I don't have answer this. This is a smartphone which will be on your skin. So there are certain healing chips are there, which I know this is works in a different way. That pulses, current pulses are there. Now it is smart organs are ears, nose, and all. Where you have got an accident, you use it, which matches your skin and a 3D printed thing, which is comes. Cyber pills are actually we know cancer and radiation patients we give it, and certain kinds of Western world works on this, saying, knowing your gut wherever the issue is there. If you have a critically, cancer thing with like oesophagus, this and that, they try to know what time it shows the reaction and all. Smart tattoos, I don't know. Next wearables are these drones. It gave me an idea of how this, camera sits on your wrist and takes you, all this information, distance away and what all. So this was a very fancy watch kind of a thing, which is come. So these are all wearables. Last but the one which says Google Lens. I believe people know Google Lens. And from Google Lens, Arvind, the eye hospital in Pondicherry, does a wonderful thing with Google. They found out who all will have heart cases, who will have, other eye related cases, who will have memory related issues, at what age they will have this thing, who all will have sugar also, they have found out. So they have got, some gene lens analysis, Google Smart Lens. If you see, it says accuracy, this is the level, low to high. So if you say a comfort or non-invasive, you don't put it any surgery, you put a Google Lens for tracking this thing, this is high. Okay, convenience is high. Then you say reusable, okay, you can reuse it multiple times. Then you say cost effectiveness is moderately costly. We know the Western world is always costly. Then mobility of patients and this continuous reading. So with this, I come to a closer of my topic. This BCI interface, I said, brain computer interface. That is where I will show you something. If I'll take questions first, then I'll come back here.
So there is a question from one of our presenter, one of our participant, that is Dipalika Das. How can we ensure the accuracy, reliability, and clinical validity of wearable devices when it is used in the medical decision making?
See,
You can
actually, yeah, if they can hear me, I will tell always FDI one is FDI approval is needed. So one is that. So that approval is a must for people to get into this. Whatever wearable design you do it, okay. So you have to have that clinically certified by a doctor. See, today I have done something which is a radiology related printing solution where the volume of money reduces to 30-40%. So film is the thing which has to be printed. So for a CT MRI use cost is 8,000, and in any big hospital you go to a diagnosis center, they give it 6,000, but they cannot give in 2,000. The reason is the cost of this thing is there. So this medical grade film has to be there. So we have created one more level of bypassing that printing medical grade, not with the branded products. So the film should be medical grade, but it should not be Kodak, Hitachi and all where they were charging 1,000 rupees. For that it is 200 rupees. So your cost will come to less than 1,000. 2,200. You can like 4,000 would be a 3 to 4,000 would be MRI. Why do you go 8,000? So this cost advantage is coming up. So in that case, the medical grade Europe Union has said, there is a horizon. If somebody is very keen on finding out research and all these things, this investment is for the European Union. So in that case, horizon, if you go reach and find out they've denied, coming 2-3 years, maybe 2027. Films will not be needed. They don't want films because the biohazard and biodegradable certification is needed. So what they do, they want PDF papers. So PDF papers means all images will come in PDF. Grayscale has to be there. It's a medical grade PDF which can expand 100 times. So that will go to you. So you have your imagery, which is you are not carrying after 2 3 months because of heat, moisture, it is got spoiled. So that is the space where I am at present doing because of the fidelity and all. So it was a curiosity out of that. Same thing is smart ambulance. I did at some point of time before Corona, it would have been big hit, but it pains because we failed because of our internal issues and demonetization and all. The question answer straightforward is you have to validate it data. There is no noise. Second, validate it with a doctor or a clinician, clinician protocols. If you have HIPAA compliance, you have to do HIPAA compliance. You have to FDA compliance. You have to do FDA compliance. Then HIMSS is there, another that compliance, and all these things has to be done. So that is where your accuracy and you should have minimum span of what you say is a research methodology sample size. What kind of you taken, and you classify that sample, what age, what gender, what kind of disease you are taking. Then only you fall into the safe custody. Otherwise you are still hanging around. You are trying to do good thing, but it cannot definitely lead you to somewhere big. Yes, who has any who can?
I have one question.
Yeah.
This wearable health technology is still underutilized in rural areas because of the cost factor. So, what steps we can take to make wearable devices more affordable and accessible?
See, ma'am, actually the take is, you have to sensitize them first thing. Okay. And then you have to say what segment you are targeting. Because at the last moment I worked in the strategy. So why they? Because I understand data, I understand the application, I have designed it. I'll say this will not work because this data point is not taken from the source. We are calibrating it and trying to get one data which is, cooked in our kitchen. So it is not the source data where it is. Similarly, what I say, you have to first sensitize them. You get a target customer wearables with low cost. Low cost is not a challenge. Challenge is your clinical trials, like who are your trial patients. If you have got those patients and they are ready to give you the data, and you can, then only it comes. And second thing is, see, anything you design, you should have a perspective till what time length you are getting aggregating this data and then trying to come across with. So in that case, this is doable. I will say you my answer straightforward. It is doable, but how? You have to sensitize, find out that segment of people who are ready to cooperate with you, give the data or get into the your investigation or experimentation. Then you try to get that data, keep it in a low device resource. Don't get into too much branded thing. First time you can get it, because that is where the quality of the product, quality of the processes are there, and the quality of calibration is there. Because any medical equipment or device, calibration is a issue. You go and take 3 blood tests in 3 different places. I did not answer. I need not to say you, because all 3 reports will say few things similar, few things are dissimilar. Why? The answer is, if you say how come same day same time I'm giving 3 different diagnostic, my sample results are different, because the equipments are used is calibrated with a certain kind of parameter. If that calibration somebody has taken, we have got a reference range. So if that reference range is towards high, moderate, or low, with age, gender, and kind of taste, it changes. And that too kind of reagents we use, that also changes. Okay. So that calibration is everywhere is not same. So similarly, what calibration you are taking, or the kind of data points you are taking and trying to aggregate them into one of the cluster of things to find out, that you have to be very precise. Ma'am, I hope I answered some part of it, not the generalization of how to get these wearables in a very low cost.
That is more satisfactory. But thing is that but we should not take into consideration the cost factor at the cost of our life. Is
No,
it
you,
so?
if you, yes, ma'am, you finish, I'll answer you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, over to Rashmi, sir.
Rashmi sir, I will just share the last slide for everybody, academicians interest. Just give me 1 minute, which is anybody very keen on.
Sir, you can go ahead, sir.
Huh. So this, see, I will just say because this is where the academicians interest. Oh, sorry, I have not shared it. Yeah, just a second. See, this is what if somebody really wants to do in healthcare something, you go there, try out. That is where you have this thing. You have this brain computer interface. I will keep it just a minute. So I am on time or taking out or eating out all your time. I don't know. But this is very interesting stuff. See, this brain computer interface, BCI, is a Microsoft research aims at making BCI accessible to the general population. Ma'am, yeah, why? Because why I enforce this is because they are trying to get to the general population, public health, people health. That is in US. India doesn't has that kind of a concept. So here, what they are doing is the brain mapping maps they are taking and doing it. If you want, I'll just show for a second. You can have this link. I'll share you separately, and you can have this. You know, just to see, how good it is that all AI related prospective things are already there. See, I'm talking about something. These are the two scientists, there in Europe, sitting at. They've done this brain mapping thing. See, if I say 2.35, that is where they start this thing. I'll take. Uh, okay, this something is to. Ma'am, I've just muted their sound. I'm just showing flash by flash. They have created something like this where all sensors, biosensors are there, which is reading. Galia is the headset that measures the users like heart, skin, muscles, eye, and the brain. You can imagine, what they have done it. What more you have in your body to test something and find out some solution. Okay. So suppose that I'll take to another snapshot where they are giving 3, 4 devices and trying to make it. So there are certain kind of audio visual things they are taking, and the solutions are they are designing the device and all. So post this place, if you go, I'll take you to this. There are certain variant of this. Then they have, see, EEG, EMG, EDA, and PG, PPG, and EOG, and all these things are actually they are doing it, and eye tracking. So this is a wholesome product of brain mapping and all these things which they have done it. And after that, what I said, how you design, I was very surprised at the fag end of the day. I could find out this, and you see the outcomes. What software they have used, and this is an open forum from Microsoft. If somebody really wants, he can join and do the research work. But his work experience is 10 years in healthcare. Okay. So what they do, what is being measured? See, sensor type is easy, brain measure, what can be interpreted from the data, attention, emotion, classification, cognitive load, and these things. I did not say something more. I'll just take you to, ma'am, some very interesting factor where they're just doing it. How it has to read the sequence. So yeah, this is where this red, yellow, orange, green. These are the indicators. Which is red means it's a stressed out part of your eye or heart or this thing. Green is you are cooled off. So these are the sensors which these sensors here it shows these are the sensor active. Others are not active now. So you are taking only 5 parameters is capturing. Others are not capturing. Like that they have done it and they have come out of this thing and. With this, ma'am, I'll stop this show. Thank you for giving me opportunity to talk, and the floor is yours. I thank again, Trident for organizing such a wonderful event, as well as giving me an opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. It was really a wonderful session delivered by you, and you are really narrowed down the concepts with real-time example and practical examples, and with the help of pictorial representation and along with video mode. And it was really wonderful. Hope the participants liked the session today, and we will more happy to have you in the near future for more sessions. So, sir, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, sir, for the insightful session. And you have explained the thing in such a smooth manner that everybody can able to know that what are the different wearable devices right now being used in the market. That concept is very clear to all the participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Anybody needs people, I'll just type my mail ID as well. So anything is needed, madam, they can reach it to you, and then I will carry forward. Okay.
That will be better you write it down in the chat box your mail ID so that any participant have any problem, any issue related to wearable devices that they can directly contact you.
See, I'm open to say in this forum, somebody wants to do a project or something, please come up with that. At present I'm doing some IPR activity, so I'm anybody comes to help me or I can help somebody. It is open. Knowledge is there as long as you use it. Yeah, I say you use it, reuse it, abuse it, so that you know the strength of the knowledge. So that is where the boundary you have to put it. So my knowledge is open. So I do a open consulting, goodwill consulting I had done earlier when I had been getting salary and companies. Many of known hospitals I've done. So you have any projects or thinking of something, please offload us. We will help you wherever we are. If it is a professional overlapping area, we have to think about consulting. Otherwise, fine. Anybody can come and talk to us without any limitations. I'm openly accessible to everybody. Thank you, Atal. Thank you.